Hello and welcome to Hard Line Rugby, a channel focusing on rugby union in the Americas. The second set of bye weeks began, giving us 5 games for round 11. Over the Memorial Day weekend, we had a showdown in Southern California, a brawl in the Northeast, and a future classic in Atlanta. This is a review of Major League Rugby 2021 round 11. Back from their bye week, San Diego hosted Houston, each looking to make a statement in the Western Conference. While the Sabercats took an early lead with the boot of Sam Windsor, it was the Legion who struck the first try. Tion Lutz charged down a clearing kick, and when the ball bounced over the crossbar into the try zone, he was able to capitalise, giving his team the lead. San Diego followed it up with the pick and go method, and Joshua Furno crashed down for a 7-pointer. Minutes later, the home side got their third from a driving maul. This time it was Dean Muir who crossed the whitewash. A penalty from Peterson extended their lead further, as the Legion ended the half 25-6 ahead. The Sabercats struck back after the break. Varamu Diki Ladi broke through the lines to get Houston a much needed try and reduce the deficit. Despite their valiant efforts, Houston were unable to score further. With minutes left, San Diego struck again as quick hands passed the ball out to Thomas Morani, who secured the bonus point. The final word went to the Legion, when Kene Nasakeke barged over the line in the final minute, marking San Diego's statement against Houston. The Legion remained strong in Southern California, while the Sabercats lick their wounds as another victory remains elusive. At the same time, on the East Coast, the Free Jacks welcomed the Arrows back from their bye week. The miserably wet conditions made scoring a challenge even for teams as strong as these two. Nevertheless, Bowden Walker was able to score the first points for New England from a penalty. 2 minutes later, another penalty allowed Walker to extend the home side lead, though being within a score, anything could happen. Sure enough, a minute later, Toronto turned it around, as Adrian Wadden found a gap in the Free Jacks' defence to run in for his team's first try in the match, and Wadden's first try in MLR. Soon enough though, the scales tipped again to New England, as the Arrows committed another penalty, and Walker was in range to restore his team to the lead. Despite both sides' best efforts, neither was able to make a change to the scoreboard. Finally, at the 60-minute mark, the Free Jacks were able to muscle over when captain Josh Larson found a gap and got the ball down for his team's first try. However, with the conversion wide, the Arrows were still within a chance of getting back into the game. 5 minutes later, the Arrows made it count. With their substitutions fresh from the bench, some expertly timed offloading left the Free Jacks bamboozled, as Joaquin Tucalet found a gap to get the try. Adams' conversion was also missed, as the gap returned to 2 points. Toronto dug deep, but they were simply unable to get the play they needed to get the lead again. That tight victory gives 4 points to New England, although the narrow loss allows Toronto to leave with a bonus point. Down in the Snake Pit, LA came to take on Rugby ATL, with both teams number 1 in their respective conferences. The intensity of both teams was matched throughout the game, to the point where there was no scoring occurred in the first quarter. Atlanta got the first try of the game, when the ball was passed out to Adrien Kalze, who pinned the ball down before converting his own try. Soon after, LA got on the board themselves. From the scrum, the ball was passed out to DTH van der Merwe, who could not be stopped as he crossed over. The conversion went wide to keep LA 2 points behind. Then, madness struck. Luke White, in clear view of referee JP Doyle, headbutted Rowan Garrows on the ground. The result of this clear assault was a red card, leaving LA down to 14 men for 20 minutes under new MLR rules. White would play no more part in the game. Just before the half, it looked as though Atlanta would score a try. Although they had the advantage, Jason Dahm knocked the ball on. ATL took the penalty instead, which Kalze kicked over easily. 5 minutes in the second half, and with the man advantage for another 10, Atlanta struck again. Excellent line breaking from Batista Escura allowed Ryan Reese to spin around before scoring another try, to extend the lead further. Both sides matched the other's intensity, until in the 75th minute, with a quick penalty, Angus Cottrell was able to snipe over the line to give the visitors a lifeline. Luke Carty's conversion meant LA were now 5 points adrift. However, the comeback ended there. Atlanta held off to score a huge victory. This was the most intense game of the season so far. Could we see this again in the grand final? We shall have to wait and see. After 10 days since their last match, the Gilgronis travelled to Utah, with both teams on the same number of points in the West. The home side got not only the first point of the match through a penalty, but the first try as well. Using the driving maul from the line-out, Utah got close to the line, before Aston Fortain was able to drive over for the try. The next try came about from an incredible run from Mika Kruse and Mikey Te'au, with well-timed offloads culminating in Matt Jensen dotting down under the posts for the 7-pointer. Things did not improve for Austin. 5 minutes from half-time, Isaac Ross was yellow-carded, and 3 minutes later, with a man advantage, Mika Kruse ran in for Utah's third try of the game, giving them a commanding 24-0 lead. In the second half, Austin scored a penalty. They looked to try and add more to their total before a pass was intercepted by Bailey Wilson, who ran 70 metres unopposed to get another 7-pointer for Utah, as well as securing the try bonus point. The Gilgronis were able to make amends for their previous mistake as they approached the try line again. What looked to be another intercept turned into a gap for Sebastian Deschamps, who muscled over for the visitors' first try of the game. 3 minutes later, however, an excellent running line from Mikey Te'au allowed him to storm over the line, adding another try to the Warriors' impressive total. It wasn't long before Austin got another try. This time, it was Paddy Ryan who muscled over to aid his team. With time running out and a comeback victory all the more unlikely, Austin could try to secure a bonus point. It looked to go that way when the ball was passed out to Cole Davis on the wing, who sprinted in for the try. A try bonus point was not to be. Another interception, this time by Chad Goff, took the Warriors' points total over 40 and sealed the victory over the Gilgronis. An absolute clinic from Utah to cement their place as the second team in the Western Conference. The round finished off in the nation's capital, with Old Glory welcoming the on-fire Rooney to Segra Field. It took only 3 minutes for the visitors to get the scoring started, when the driving maul allowed Dylan Fawcett to score his team's first try of the afternoon. Fortune favoured the Roosters when Ben Foden's grubber kick was unable to be gathered by DC, allowing the ball to make its way into the hands of Apenisa Kakabalavu, who ran in for an early 7-pointer. 5 minutes later, and the next try was scored. Fancy footwork and well-timed passing allowed Nate Brakeley to score. Before the first hydration break, Rooney secured the bonus point, when Foden was able to dot the ball down as his team eviscerated Old Glory's defence. Eventually, DC were able to get some points on the board, with strong attacking play picking up on the defence until Stephen Longwell got over to give some joy to the home side. At the 30-minute mark, New York suffered a collapse. First, Kara Pryor was sent to the sin bin for a no-arms tackle. Then, Harry Bennett joined him a minute later for tripping a player with his leg. With a 2-man advantage, DC were able to capitalise, offloading to Robert Tanana for another try. Despite having the advantage for the rest of the half, DC were unable to get another score in that time. At the start of the second half, Pryor made amends for his first half transgression as he caught a quick line-out and danced through the defence to give New York another try. With 10 minutes to go, Rooney pulled off another excellent move. After Foden was brought down from catching a chip kick, he offloaded from the ground to Will Leonard, who ran in unopposed to extend the visitors' lead. New York added salt to the wound, when with less than a minute to go, ran for the ball from their own half, offloading amongst their players, before the ball reached the hands of Chris Matina, who easily chalked off the exhausted DC defence to get the final try of the game. Old Glory were no match for the might of New York, as the teams of the Eastern Conference continue to battle for the 2 playoff spots next week.
Just play advantage from the opponent. Just play. Keep play advantage from the opponent.
Now Kruse with a bit of space. Mika Kruse, one of the genuine flyers at the league. He in turn finds one of the other entertainers in Teo. Basker back to Teo. Hold the phone, folks. This could be in contention for try of the year. Oh, it's deflected. It's going to be play on. They've got to get it to the left. Huge numbers. No, they won't need to. Jensen. The quickest route is a straight line. Bruce Lee, reach your heart out. 7 points for Jensen.
First, it's Kruse on the corner. The big cutout pass from Teo. You gotta be sure if you're calling for the ball on your own 5-meter line. And now watch Baska. He could have gone wide, but he stays in support. Narrow channel. Teo looks to find Basker once again, and he does. Now the one pass, it's a knock on by Isaac Ross. It was going to be a penalty anyways, but here comes Matt Jensen. And I'm telling you, 6'8" of Matt Jensen, and he can cover some field. Big man getting it done on the trailing end. Awesome job by Matt Jensen. But it all starts the work from Cruzet.
These are my predictions for round 12. What are your predictions for round 12? And what was your favourite match of round 11? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date on all the videos for Hard Line Rugby. As always, my name is Stuart, and thanks for watching.